Hello, today is the 11th of February 2015. My name is Yogini Rasa. I'm yoga instructor of Open Yoga, and this is the material for the website yogaopenyoga.com for all those people who want to learn yoga from very basics and to do it seriously. Well, today is the 11th lesson, and we will talk about very important topic, that is money. So money is important for everybody, at least for 99.99% of people, and at the same time it is not everything. We need money as the mean of exchange. It's helping us a lot, while there are still things that we can buy. If we are constantly ruining our health, nobody is going to help us. Being happy is internal feeling, and money can be a facilitator for better or for worse. So today we will spend some time talking about this topic. I hope you have your notes ready, and I really suggest you, if you are using your yoga diary, from time to time read it through and make maybe some extra points. How well are you doing? Have you learned anything new? Has practice helped you to improve something in your life? Or maybe your attitude towards some things has changed. It is necessary for you, nobody else, and you are the one to check it and to verify it. But the progress you will make in learning and your studies in whatever area you do it, as well as work, will be way much faster if you follow this simple routine of having your diary with you and your pen. So let's get back to money. I guess we have heard that money is opening quite many doors, and yeah, it's useful, and still there is this question: does it matter how we get the money? Because, for example, we need, let's say, I don't know, let's say $1,000 or $10,000 if $10,000 is a small money for you. And what do we do? Do we start working more effectively, or continue working and spend some more time on this? But there's always a chance to do some activities taking money away from somebody else, not in a very good way. Will this kind of money bring you the happiness or not? How will you feel then? This is more up to you, but we try, if we are practicing yoga and studying yoga, we try to follow the two yoga principles that are the principle of kindness, where we try to do no harm to other living beings, and if it's not possible, we follow our duty. And the second principle, the principle of efficiency, is telling us that we should define our goals and not to waste our time, resources, and other assets and attention to the things that are not leading us to our goals. Thereby, taking money from others will probably cause quite a lot of harm. And there's this interesting dividing, as I said. Well, I need money, I or we, and them, they. Where is this I and we ending and they starting? Because the world is round, and we are very much related to each other. An activity done at one place will always bring the consequences in other place. If we think that we are taking from somebody something, then quite probable that somebody is going to take something from us sooner or later, more or less, but we will really feel the impact. And even if anybody is not going to take anything from us, we will still be kind of worried that something like that can happen. And in this way, punishing ourselves. If we take a look back in the history of money, it's quite interesting because, for example, you are, let's say, what kind of profession could we choose? Making furniture, and you need to buy a liter of milk. Then it's a quite long way if you would have to exchange your work or your ready product with the milk. You could buy, I would say, I don't know, 1,000 liters for one chair or a bed, but you really don't need 1,000 liters, and nobody could at that right away sell you 1,000, or you could make a prepayment with the chair for the milk. Or what people did, they had this natural farming when they had cow, they had a garden, they had some other animals, and they were doing quite a lot of things by themselves. However, then they were not able to specialize so well, and they had to spend some more time on the work that was not their specialty. For example, if you are so great at making furniture, and now you would have to do some gardening that you might not be that good, or I might not be that good. So it's a good thing that people who are good in gardening are doing the gardening stuff. People who are good in doing furniture is good in this, and everybody is doing their work that they are really good in. And actually, there are four goals in for each life that the ancient yogis had written down and left this information to us. And those are Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Dharma means that you are learning and try to find your life path, by balancing first two principles. We spend on this topic. I guess there was an entire lesson on this, so take a look back because we might not return to some things anymore. And we kind of studied in a very in more depth the first principle of yoga, that is telling us that we should not harm any living being, and if it's not possible, we have to follow our duty or dharma. This is our life path where we violate the least, like fulfill for the maximum the first principle, and while violate the least amount of the second principle, while the first one is the dominant principle, and the second one is the second, just as the name says. And it is not easy because finding of it takes time, and doesn't say that all the time our duty will be the same. But of course, the first time of our life, in the very beginning, is much more devoted for training to learn the basic skills, like we do when we are very small ones, where parents are helping us, Then the teachers at school are helping us with the language skills, mathematics skills, nature science skills, and then all other subjects that are at school. And then, of course, we are choosing our profession or way of activity, and then we are learning that. And in between, we are learning to live. That actually sometimes is even more important than just simply learning some pedagogic skills, that we learn at school, at the universities and colleges, and so on and so forth. They are very good on the logical level, like when we do the math, when there is the nature science, when there is some social skills, music, drawing, arts, warcraft, good ones. But some of them are outdated, and some of the values we will not be able to learn simply at school. We learn them by interaction with our classmates, with the teachers, with the parents, relatives, and other people around us. And for all of us, the life is different because the prehistory is different. So it's a very challenging time. But when we have succeeded in the learning process that is continuing our entire life, we should pay more attention to our profession in succeeding in our life. And not only in life as a profession, but also it's a time when we are having the family and we are having the kids, and of course developing in our profession and so on and so forth. So, and that was the life goal number 2. When it comes to karma, it means the enjoyment of life. The life is not only about the obligations and responsibilities, it is also about enjoying the life. It means that we have to combine 2 different things like resting and working. Some people are working a lot and it's quite difficult for them to understand how to relax, and sometimes they are so much into work that they start forgetting about resting. But when their structures, the body becomes tired, it is quite difficult to work effectively, and this is the complete violation of the principle number 2. And if we learn how to make ourselves, to force ourselves, then we have to learn to let it go and to relax. Sometimes even more difficult than the first thing, and sometimes the first thing is more difficult. So different people, different ways of life, and different challenges for them. But yes, we enjoy the life and still observe the first 2 principles rather than just resting in all possible ways that somebody else said that could work for us, but are not really working. And then there is the first path, or moksha, that means that we are growing spiritually. We're learning, we have fulfilled our duties, and now it's time to really grow up by other means, because we have taken care of the family, of our partner, we have taken care of our ancestors, we have succeeded in life, we have tried many different things and fulfilled our duties. So it's now the time is left on us. And for all of us, there are 3 major challenges that we might face, and those are money as the first one, the minor challenge, how well we can manage our money that we have or how well we can earn it. The second one is the power, and it's more challenging, it's harder to cope with the power, to use it in the means it should be used rather than just exploiting it and using it in our favor rather than for the favor of others, because we are kind of given the power in order to help the other people. And the third one is close related to our last lesson, the previous one, that was relationship and the sexuality. So, and the higher we go, the more challenges there are, or they are more complicated, and we can develop. Of course, when we gradually grow up, we start seeing things, new things. When we are very small, we can see only what's in our bed. Then we get on the floor. Then we start raising up, getting up. And then we start kind of climbing up and up. And of course, the vision that we see around differs. And it's the same with our skills. The further we go, the more things we see, and the more clear things get to us. And sometimes, if something disagrees with our opinion regarding the life, then we simply say that doesn't exist. For example, there is a doctor. Oh, I love the examples by doctors. I hope you don't dislike them. And the doctor says that you need to do some, well, you complain that you are not feeling well, the headaches and the back pain and depressed mood, and they say, well, you should change your diet and you should do some sports activities. And you are like, no, I am so bad. It hurts and I won't do anything. And then you keep on going from one doctor to another, and all of them are telling about the same thing. While then you go to the very doubtful doctor, and they say, well, I have a golden pill for you. It's quite expensive, but it will help in all your problems. It can be the case that you don't have the money that much, but you say, okay, I will earn it, and then I come to you. You earn it, you pay for the pill. Pill is not helping. However, you help yourself by saying, okay, I will earn it. So you learn to get up from the bed, to get dressed, and to get to work, fulfilling your duties and earning some money. Getting some physical exercises, some mental exercises for your brain, and you are feeling much, much better. Only the cost of this medicine was too high. But when people were telling, well, get up, change the diet, do some physical exercise, you were like, no, I'm not like that. So all the activities that we do should be brought towards expanding of our freedom rather than making it more narrow. Of course, in the short term, when you are forcing yourself to do some work, you are kind of making your freedom smaller, restricting yourself, but with an aspect that in the future you will do better. Like the fact when the question comes to the money, and you would say, oh, it's easier to rob a bank rather than going and earning it. But of course, when you rob a bank, you understand that your freedom can literally be restricted very, very soon if you get caught. Or you are restricting your freedom just by fear that somebody is chasing you and somebody can take the money away and it's spent very fast, and there is no happiness in such thing. Sometimes people say that it's all about the luck. There is no karma, there is some destiny maybe, but you have nothing to do with it. Somebody else from the top are directing things happening, and some people are just simply more lucky than you are. Well, tell the truth, there's only the knowledge you apply. The more experienced you are, the more rich you are in your knowledge, the more lucky you are from the people who, like people who are on the outside will find you more lucky than they are. So some people are really like saying that the luck is when you can grab something from somebody else, just by like tearing out. Um, the fear of that this is going to happen to you, that somebody will come and do it, it's not a good way of life. Well, you can try. You are free to do it, but a lot of people have tried it. And when you reach for things by yourself, even though it might happen a bit more slowly and gradually, taking more time, with more efforts on your behalf, it means that you can do it again and again and again. While the person who might steal something uh, might not be able to do it again. Would you agree with that? Because who says that there's going to be such chance for this kind of thing? And we are just fooling ourselves in this way, that we think that we can take something from somebody. We most probably have earned it some time ago for this to happen. Or if we say that somebody was lucky, this person probably earned more than you did. And we learn this again and again, because they're not us and them. The more you expand your vision or the view on the things, or the higher you go, the more you see that we are so related to each other that whatever you do will leave impact on you later on. Even though you now think that you are taking something from other people without asking it, and that you are taking care of you and your family, your friends, protecting them. But however, where do we end and where they start? So I think to think about, and even if you have a problem or any kind of crisis that you find of challenging and difficult to overcome, it's a chance. Uh, when a person has quite a lot of money, a good job, they are like feeling no internal force to go or power to get up from the bed, go out, and to try something new and challenging. They say, "Oh, I'm good. I have my remote control, or I have my computer, and that's enough." It's tough, but when the circumstances and conditions force you to go out with the people, you might notice this as a very good change for your life and very good thing to experience. A lot of people say that the thing that or the situation they assessed as negative in the past was the most positive thing. For example, if some teacher gives you a worse grade than for the others, you might go like, "Oh, it's not fair," and so on and so forth. But if it makes you to study better, then it's good. Or for example, the child forgets to do the homework, and the teacher could say nothing and pretend that nothing is seen, or to make like tell the kid or write in the diary that the kid has forgot to do the homework, paying attention of the kid and the parents to the situation. Um, of course, in the first situation, the kids say, wow, the teacher didn't see it, or I didn't get the punish, so it means that I can go through in different situations without doing the thing. But when the kid sees that the teacher sees it and the parents see it, their common consciousness is bringing attention to the situation, and this is bringing to improvement in the future. So that was the goal, not the punishment. The goal was to bring the consciousness on the situation, on the problem. Thereby, it's not an easy task for the teacher, not pleasant, to put a bad grade or to write down that somebody forgot the homework or has violated some regulations, or for the employer to lay off the employee. It's difficult, it's tough. The work of manager is very challenging, very stressful sometimes. But anyway, this small crisis can, if it's pushing you towards something better, then it's for your sake. And we all have like this, oh, they really hurt me by, I did the work, but they didn't kind of value it well. Think about those many times that you got through with no work done or done partially. So it all just sums up. Our life is like a mirror. We do an action, we move, and our mirror was the time delay, and it shows our action in the opposite way towards to us later on. And depending on our development level, the speed might be very slow and might be very fast. The more developed we are, the faster it happens, the easier it's to make the conclusions. However, if we have some problems in our development, then this time period will be longer, and we might have this illusion that whatever we do has no relation with us whatsoever. Like when we get good things, we deserve it. When something bad happens, we definitely don't deserve it. So makes no logic, but some people think so. Sometimes there can be such an illusion that you did something good and right away something bad happened, but right before that there were 10 not so positive deeds, and this is just the consequences. And some people say, well, this person won a lottery and I didn't, even though I deserved it more. Quite a lot of people with the large lottery winnings were not that successful, and we see only the shining cover or wrap paper of their life. But if we can see only this, that's our own problem. And if we haven't earned this money yet, probably we are not, it's a good thing that we don't have it, because we would not be that smart in using this money. So we have to use our logic and think about the causes and consequences bringing us there. We are continuously in the state of searching. It means that we check, it suits me or not, it's for me or not. We are searching for ourselves actually through something. And this is the essence of yoga, self-exploration and exploring of the universe. You might say, oh, again, you were talking about this topic when we talked about karma, when we were talking about the yoga theory, when we were talking about the relationships, and again, the same laws apply to everything. And thereby, if you start getting in the basic theory of yoga, sorry, you will start at very much extent to feel this these things that are similar everywhere. So it means that you will also be able to just see where it doesn't match, and just don't rush. Sometimes we react very like, whoa, somebody tell us one word and we are like storming down like crazy, telling that oh, reaction is inadequate. Thereby, sometimes the thing that happens is not that serious like our reaction. And our reaction sometimes is the reflex, something that we have seen our parents to do, people around us, somewhere in the television. Doesn't matter that those are some TV shows, some TV series, that some uh, problematic mm, fantasy has made and somebody else put it on the screen. But we tend to react to the new situations in the way we have seen it. And it's a good thing that we have some time resource uh, for um, for thinking things over. For example, you have a client, and the client tells you something unpleasant regarding your work, and you would flash and say that that's not true, or you would be depressed, telling yes, I'm sorry, and so on and so forth. But give yourself a moment of time, if it's not like one-to-one discussion right away, or ask them for some time, like for drinking some tea, and think this thing over. What is the motivation of your client to say so? And what can you do in this situation? Were there really any problems, or you did your work according as well as you could? And there are different national features and characteristics to take into account. But yes, give yourself some time, because our emotions might not be very rational sometimes. And if we like throw out some words, we can cause more trouble than it was initially. Maybe the client was tired, and maybe there are some other things. Client was not satisfied with the final results. But yes, we have to be very careful with the reaction. If you are starting practicing yoga and doing some hatha yoga, kriya yoga, mantra yoga, then you should be aware of your reaction. Even though the reaction goes out, you are aware of it. And next time in a similar situation, you will be ready for your new reaction, or you will be ready to keep yourself away from telling things you shouldn't, or that are not helpful, not effective. And yes, you would analyze the situation using the second yoga principle again and again. This is very much when things come to money, and thing comes to work, to understand what gives more benefits and what's not. So politeness is a very good thing that you could use, but it also doesn't say that you have to be a fool. You don't have to go, yes, yes, sorry, I'm very sorry, something was wrong, you are right, I'm wrong. Like there is this consumer policy that client is always right. Some people, due to this fact, have started speculating with this assumption that client is always right. And some people are simply complaining to get a discount or not to pay at all. But you also have to be smart. So you don't have to be a fool, but you have to be smart in a way of how to deal with this situation. And don't like let this in you and make you, oh, why did they do this, and what did I do wrong, and why is it happening to me? Yes, you are analyzing, but it should not be like this painful feeling that you are not able to fall asleep, you are not able to have a good time with your loved ones, you are not able to rest. This thought is just going and going in your head. Thereby, we have so many different practices in yoga and exploring yourselves. And then you will see these consequences and the cause and how it's related, where probably you made some mistake, where you need to do some improvements. Find this as a chance to improve your work, your understanding of the situation and other people whom you are working with. And don't blame other people for being fools or for being such nasty people. Thank them for the experience. They are different. You are not the sugar, and usually, and probably they help you now with some minor problems to avoid future problems that might arise. So you would notice the problems in some situation sooner than later, and you can fix it right away, or you can see that, oh yes, this is the category of the clients I'm not working with, or here I charge more because the risk working with them is higher, or the resources I have to put in this area are the higher. So if you are warned about such people, it means that you are armed. You have received a warning, and you will know how to act in the future. So hope I made the idea clear. And now we can go on to the thing about the money. In the topic of the money, some yogis say, well, or people who say they are yogis, the money is bad. It's dirty, I don't need it, I can live without money. Yes, in ancient times, there were people who spent their final stage of their life when they had fulfilled their duty, had a lot of enjoyment, had a lot of education, spent for themselves, and they refused. They changed the name. They left all what they had to their relatives, to their family, took on very simple clothes, and went away from the home to explore the life themselves and to grow spiritually. And it was a great honor to have this kind of person at your home, and you would give this person some food or something else, because this person would be the sign of luck to your home, because they would bring some knowledge with them, very valuable. However, there are a lot of people speculating on this, also putting on very simple clothes, putting on the bag, and asking for the food and some money and so on and so forth, but not giving anything in return. So the Western people see these kind of people as homeless and useless, and giving of money, sometimes of the some coins, is just like getting rid of them. For our society in the West, this kind of lifestyle doesn't seem very serious one. This is not the way we live. And money as such is not good or bad. It's just a way of exchange. And there used to be the shells for exchange, the pearls for exchange, the golden sticks, or other materials, and diamonds can be a good way of exchange. just what you can exchange one thing for the other. The thing that more matters is how you earn the money, whether you earn it with the good or bad intentions, or you just steal it, or you just try to fool other people and use the fact that they are not very smart. Um, and Yes, it is good to have money, at least in our society. It helps to pay the bills. It helps to do some things that otherwise would ask quite a lot of your energy. It's just a matter of efficiency. But of course, there are things that you can buy for money. And sometimes people say, well, this is spiritual knowledge. Why at some part you are asking money for it? We are not like asking money for the knowledge as such, but there are some expenses of the internet, there are some technical expenses. People have families and kids and they have to take care of them. And we have found this the small investment that is made in for the courses to be very beneficial for the people working in this area. Otherwise, they would have to search for some other work that they are not so eager to do, but they like it. But of course, they are more eager to work on the things that are helping other people, and they have found this knowledge to be helpful, and they have found their objective of life in sharing this knowledge with other people. So, but yes, you earn your money and you use it, and each money spent is showing other people if their work is necessary or not. For example, the art. You can question it whether the picture or the painting for the $1,000 is cheap or expensive, or somebody who is earning, let's say, $100 a month would say, wow, it's so expensive, why you are charging so much. But other people who know the value of the artist's work and for whom this money is not that matter of surviving would say this is very cheap, and it's very weird. This must be some kind of copy that you are not charging like $5,000 instead of $100. So this is all matter of demand and supply and different ways we see it. Sometimes, if something is very cheap, uh, we don't even look at it because we find that it can cost so little because we are used to pay for the things. And really, if it's too cheap, we don't pay attention, and if it's too expensive, we again don't pay attention to it. If it's free, there must be some kind of catch in it, some kind of small letter regulations that are tying you for at least 3 years and paying each month a certain amount of money. So there is this, but not always things that cost a lot have a value, high value. My friend says, choose uh, cheap, fast, and good quality. And you can choose only two of those. You can't have all of them. Good quality, cheap, and get it fast. So choose only two of them. Or somebody will be in a losing position if somebody else will get it for cheap, fast, and in a good quality. So then there will be no development for this person. That person will be paying more in a long term, probably, rather than being able to keep on working in this area and earning and doing the things that they are good on. We all have a debt, at least to our planet, and we really have to think in a long term rather than making our planet a big garbage place. But yes, a lot of people are not interested in providing this kind of education, and even when we get this kind of education, um, um, we don't really, we are not able to get the full picture, and thereby we are still kind of stealing from the treasures of our planet rather than using what we could from what we already have. We have gone through the many processes when money is losing the value. Some people might get a lot of money, and then at one day the bank says, or the fund of exchange says, it has lost the value, so sorry, you are in minuses, rather than hoping that you will get the pension plan and be able to live nicely for many years. So now we have virtual money. We can buy things on the internet, very easy, very fast. Still, we can borrow money from the bank or other institutions rather than borrowing some little money from our neighbors or relatives. We buy things that we don't need just by somebody is persuading that we need a large car, a big house, different iPhones, not particular brands, sorry, but yes, buying luxury things that we don't really need, and we are ready to serve to these companies with our energy and consciousness for quite a lot of time to things that uh, we don't really use. Each thing, if you are buying a thing, mm, it should give a return, emotional, long-term return. It should help in your life and gives certain percentage of fee, like return. Uh, um, Complicated? Yes. Impossible? No. So we always can manage something, because also we don't only buy the items, we also buy services, and sometimes they're virtual, and there's information that is a very valuable resource. Your knowledge is a very valuable resource. This is something that nobody can take away from you. And whenever, how is it possible to multiply it? We have these two ways of expressing ourselves through the consciousness and energy, and there is no one without the other. Write it down. The ways we can express ourselves is through the energy and consciousness. Those are two basic things. One is the always changing form, that's the energy, the material thing that we see, and it's changing all the time. With the consciousness, we can kind of analyze it, we can explore it. The more we have one thing, the more we will have the other. The least we have one, the least we have, the less we have the other thing. So they are so related. There's no one without the another. And in order to earn more, to work, we have to combine them both in a new ways that probably nobody else has done before us. And what we have is work. You say, oh, work, no. I just want to have a good philosophy lesson about the values. And I would do like this, and the money comes. Really? Then this is not the right place to do it, because the work is the thing that helps us. There will be no result without work. And there will be no work without applying of energy and consciousness. Sometimes, often, almost always in the media, we see, well, don't work, everything will come from the sky, you will win in a lottery or some other activity without no work. Um, if we would spend the same time for work rather than complaining about our life, the results would be much better because nothing can create something. If there's nothing done, well, you say, I bought a lottery ticket. But a lot of people bought it. A lot of people invested their money. And only person who will earn on it is the company who is organizing this lottery. And yes, can give a chance your luck or your work to come in a way of lottery. But this is the wrong impression that something comes without the work. And actually, as we talked in our lesson about karma yoga, work is the very necessary thing for all of us, and it's helping us um, to improve our life, to do the things right, and to fix something that has been done wrong in the past. Let me tell you the story of my friend, and he is the same age as I am, and he's working in IT area. He used to work in IT area. From the side, he had a dream job. He was traveling all around. He was very he had a good salary. He had the company's car. He had lots of bonuses and so on and so forth. But at one day, he decided that this is not what he likes. He was exhausted. He didn't feel like this thing is making him happy. However, there were a lot of people who would like to have his job right away. And some people even found him irreplaceable and trying to persuade, don't leave the job. But he was convinced he needs to go and start something on his own. And about 3 months he spent simply enjoying the life, resting, enjoying, and little by little the money started to be spent and accounts were going to zero, and he didn't really succeed in his idea of his own business. He really wasn't sure what is he going to do. But when the money is coming short, you start kind of acting. And he thought, oh, okay, maybe not my own business. I will send out my CVs to different companies who were more than happy 3 months ago to hire him for a very good salary. So he made a bunch of CVs, sent them out, and the return, zero. He was quite shocked, but of course, the shock led him to the fact that he needs to start working in his own business. He found a partner. He started a new company. And he said, yes, I earn way too less money. I work much more as for the startup. And it's not an easy work. And I tried a new area that was not so well explored before. And he was happy. Well, his business didn't succeed finally after 3 years, but he found a new area, and still he's way too more happy than he used to be. He's a very smart guy. He will always find his place. And he showed that to many people that dream job might not be the dream, that you can always start from the very beginning, and it lets you to remove different imaginations away, because you imagine, oh, I'm so perfect, I will find work everywhere. Oh, I have some colleagues that they will always help me. Oh, I have so many people around me, and all the time there is some parties and things. And now those people started avoiding him just because he was not in the place he used to be. He didn't have the same status, didn't have the same income amount. And then this is a good filter to see who are with you, who really share your presence because they value you rather than value something that you have. There are quite many successful entrepreneurs, business people, who have changed their work in a big corporation to their own small business, doing what they like, being with the people they like, working more, earning less, but still being far more happy and having time for whatever they missed in when working for those companies. So their freedom uh, is not only in the money, but also in some feelings that you do what you like. You can develop in the area you like and in the direction you like. But you also take on the responsibility for what is going to happen. If it fails, uh, you are responsible for the result. So a good thereby it's very good to read different stories of the different people working in business. Some of them are made more interesting to read because they would say it's you need 10 years for overnight success. And this is really true. You don't really, yes, you at one moment you get famous right away, but beforehand there's a lot of work done. The same with Apple, Facebook, Google, different other corporations. It was a lot of work, a lot of belief, a lot of things they invested in order for the things to succeed. And when you are helping a lot of people, then like it's dividing the cake. You have a big cake, and then when you have divided the cake, there are the small pieces left, and you have the right to those small pieces. If the cake is 1,000,000, then hundreds and hundreds of thousands of what kind of money you name is a good earning. So if your work is giving the profit or benefits to many people, you will succeed in any way. And even though some people don't succeed in their new ideas, they are not that eager to get back to their warm places, as they have tried this feeling of freedom. While there are some people who are very hardly holding to their places that they have got somewhere, they are afraid that they will lose it, that somebody younger will come and they will be replaced. And they do nothing to improve their knowledge, their experience. They don't try anything new. This is the big problem of bureaucracy. Then they do many kinds of intrigues just in order to, as they think, protect their place. And they are kind of worsening the situation, the environment in among their colleagues. But yes, this life, at least from my perspective and from perspective of many people, is quite sad. Be ready for new challenges. Try something new. Don't be afraid. Yes, life changes. There's nothing more stable than changes. But you don't have to leave everything right away. But if you have these creational inspirations uh, in any area that you liked, but probably you chose a different profession, why don't you go and try it? Today I saw wonderful paintings made by the hairdresser. And she, in the place where she's working, she has decided to put her paintings. And I know that in the past months she has sold about 5 of them, and this is amazing. And this person feels that yes, other people like her paintings too, and she now can cover at least the expenses for master classes. She's going for the paintings and all the other things that she requires. And maybe from time to time she can take a day off as a hairdresser in order to spend more time on doing the paintings. So be creative, do it, and be inspired. Yes, don't really be so like holding too much to the stability. Stability is a good thing, but it's not secure. There's nothing more stable than changes. So fulfilling of dreams is nice, but when you start suppressing your creative skills, creativity, um, you are suppressing, you are doing harm to yourself, violating the first principle, and it just brings sufferings and sufferings and sufferings. Thereby, just be yourself. Don't choose the profession just because it's very well paid, uh, but you dislike it. You can do it, but you don't like it. It's like working with the loans, the fast loans. When people are like borrow money on a high interest uh, very fast without thinking much about do they really need it or not. And when you have to deal with these kind of people, it's and the work, if you don't like it, it is whatever work it is, it's way too hard. And life is the best high school we have, the best university, and we learn every day. We just analyze it, let through us, and see what fits, what doesn't. I talked to um, my student, and she said that she had um, a friend, and she had lost a job. So in her company, she could offer her a different position, that and she loves her work. But after 2 months, this lady said, "No, this is a nightmare. How can you do it? I just can't. Please let me go." So you see that the situations are so different, the perspectives of people are different, and we are not all the same. Imagine that we will all were teachers, or we all were working in a shop, or as the accountants, IT specialists, and then there will be nobody to feed us. So we need people to work with land. We need people to work in a government. We need hairdressers. We need artists. We need all of this, and in this variety is the beauty. So discipline yourself, and work is the fact that helps us. You will say, "Oh no, I have to wait." Usually, I have my work every day from 9 to 5. I have to wake up, and then I have to go to work. Have to dress, and um, so my life is so busy. I get home so tired. But what would you do if there was no work? If you would, we're giving a large amount of money for, let's say, you could be normally live for 10 years. And you say, yes, and you would say, I have no time for development and yoga and stuff like that. When you don't have the work, there is no motivation. for yoga. Okay, 1, 2, 3 days yoga, and then oh no, let me sleep a little bit longer, and then you see how people who are quite have a lots of free time, but not that many resources, start kind of grouping around you, and they have fun with you, and they kind of entertain you, but they are not really interested in in you as a person rather than in your financial or some other resources. So just be careful with the people around you. And then even the sun outside, even though we have rain today, would not be able to inspire you. So actually the work is helping us to work with our negative karma and to do it more positive. And if our work agrees with our duty, then we do a lot of positive changes and so on. And the money worm helps us to deal with some debts that we have. Money also shows the sum of this energy and consciousness altogether. The more energy and consciousness we have, the more money we can make, the more strength we have, and it's good to be ready when we have to pay the debts. So it's a good things to do, because negative karma are like heavy stones. If we put them in a bag and we really try to go forward, but what we have to do is to put the stone back, having done what we had to do, and thereby we can advance and advance. So I hope this lesson on money and a little bit of work was useful for you, and that you might change the attitude to money somehow, not seeing it as the benefits itself as the money. Because, for example, you imagine you want to buy a computer and it costs, let's say, 500 euros today, and then you have collected money in, let's say, 2 or 3 months, and then it costs 550, or it's out of the market. Thereby wish for a thing or something else rather than the money. Wish for more, and then the smaller things will just come in the set with it. Money is good, or it's neither good or bad. It depends how you earn it, how you use it. Use it for your own sake, for expanding your freedom. And you will see that the understanding of life will get easier and better. And your reaction is what matters, because you can improve your situation by your reaction. And if you need time, just hope that you will have time to solve some issues for having the right decision, the best decision in the specific situation. And I'll see you very soon for the next lesson, and it's going to be on yoga recipes. We'll talk about a little bit about food, something about the people we communicate with, and also about the media. It also has to do something to do with yoga, and quite a lot, because it's has to do something with exploring ourselves and exploring of the universe. Don't forget to put your likes for us, and waiting for your feedback. And I remind you that my name is Yogini Rasa, and I'll see you soon on the website yogaopenyoga.com. Bye bye.